Hello guys, it is Imperfect What Ifs, and this is my first video for What If, so I hope you guys like it. And it's about what if Deku was a guardian wolf, as in what he was like he guard the forest. He a forest guardian, but he also in a wolf pack. So yeah. Okay, so we begin the story off with Bakugo. I mean, not Bakugo. We begin the story off with Inko. She is giving birth to Izuku, and Hitoshi is by her side. And as Izuku come out, Hitoshi is like, "Oh, you sure this is my child?" And Inko is like, "What do you mean, your child? Of course." And the doctor's like, the reason why he's saying that is because the child have a different hair color from both of you. And Inko's like, let me see him. And the doctor passed her the child. Since Izuku quirk manifested while he was up inside her stomach, his hair was a different color, but he still haven't got his tail and ears yet. But it's her, his body started to change. So Inko look at him like, I'm sure this is your child. He have your eyes. Izuku eyes is like a dark blue. Hitoshi eyes is a dark blue as well. His hair is white though. Okay, so Hitoshi is like, I want a DNA test. And doctor's like, sir, it will be here 5 to 6 days. He said, I don't care how long it would take. Just give me a DNA test. And Inko was like, and if he is your child, you have to promise to not go to America again. And Hitoshi like, it's my job, Inko. It's my job. And Inko looked down like, okay. And so 5 days, skipping ahead, 5 days later, the test come back. Hitoshi, you are the father, the paper said. And Izuku starting to his eyes. And he opened his eyes the first time when his mom was giving birth to him. That's only because he had he wanted to look at his parents. But this is the second time after birth that he opened his eyes, and they see that his eyes is turning to a light blue, like it's fading to a light blue. And so Toshi's like, you sure this is my child? You sure the papers is not right? His eyes is turning colors. And the doctor's like, yes, this is your child. And one of the doctors was a quirk doctor as well. So the doctor walked in saying, sir, I think your child quirk manifested while he was in the belly. And the doctor's like, the Hitoshi's like, isn't that a little bit too early? And the doctor's like, some people have early quirks, but this is my first time seeing a quirk early as this. And then Hitoshi is like, okay, we'll see. And so, as Deku was getting older, skip ahead to kindergarten, where he first met Bakugo on the playground playing with balls. Not balls, ball. And so Deku walked up to him saying, hello, my name is Izuku. And Bakugo like, my name is Bakugo Koski. And his little kid voice. Yeah. And so they start hanging out and stuff. Then Bakugo got his quirk when he got older. And then as he thought, since he thought his quirk was amazing, he started acting different, as in he was a boss. He was a bad bitch. He was like, bitch, I'm a bitch. Not like that. He said, I'm a bad bitch. I'm the baddest of them all. I'm the strongest too. I'm the one that's gonna defeat All Might. And yeah, he started like that. So Deku's like, Kachan, you're amazing. And Bakugo like, of course I am, Deku. And he said, Deku? He said, yes, Deku. You see, you can read the end of your name as Deku. And he said, oh, you can see that? You're so cool, Kachan. And Koski said, this much what you call a useless nobody. And Deku's smile turned to a frown. And then he's like, Kachan, that's so mean. And Bakugo's like, I don't give a rat tail flying air about what you think is mean. And so Deku said, walking home with his ball and his the sand capsule thing that he used to play with Sim. And he's going his room, nobody home. His mom left him a note saying, I'll be back 3 days. And his dad's supposed to be at the work office. So as Izuku goes to his room, he started feeling a headache. Like something was growing from his head. And then his back started to hurt. And it felt like something was growing out of his bone. And then next thing you know, he was on his bed, moving around, sweating, feeling pain. And then he fainted. Then in his sleep, he come across his mindscape. And his mindscape, it was it was like an ancient wolf that used to be alive before everybody. The first wolf that you know how the dude with the shadow crow thing, host animals, that's what it's called. A quirk where you host an animal spirit. And so there was Izuku he has 2 quirks. One was the host animal and the other one was the elements. And what I mean by elements is he had all the elements. He could make up his own elements and everything. And so he had the elements. And his second quirk was animal, spirit host. I can't even say it right. But so in his mindscape, he met his spirit, his animal spirit. And his animal spirit was an ancient wolf. And the wolf was not just an ordinary ancient wolf. The wolf was the ancient wolf, the one that was in the legends. And so the wolf color was white, and his eyes was light blue. So as Izuku started to walk towards the wolf, asking him, "Who are you?" And the wolf said, "I am your host. I am your animal spirit." And Izuku like, "Animal spirit?" And he's like, "Animal spirit." And so they get to talking. The wolf like, "My name is Hikari. Hikari. Oh, I can't even say it right. Hikari." Never mind. Anyway, he said, my name is Hikari. And I'm here to train you. And Izuku, being smart, was like, "Are you gonna train me how to use my quirk?" And the wolf like, you already got your quirk? And he's like, yes, I wanted to tell mom and dad, but I didn't want to upset them since they think I'm not their child. And the wolf says, okay, I will teach you how to use your quirk, but you gotta keep it secret until I say so. And Deku was like, okay, I will do it. And so the ancient wolf, even though he's in Deku's body, he don't have that much time to live. Like, once he gives somebody his power, he's not gonna live for that long beside of that person. So his power was an element of the element of darkness. And Izuku had, now he didn't get it at this age, but later on in the story he will get the element of darkness, and the wolf started to slowly fade away. But back to what I was saying earlier. So as soon as you tell Deku you can't say anything about this, he said, I can keep a promise. And so as Deku was in his mindscape, so each hour was a day up inside Deku's mind. So he was there for like, he was in his mindscape for he also was like, teacher, when can I use your power? And the wolf like said, when you get older. And so past 3 days, as soon as Izuku woke up, he felt that his body was different. So he went to the mirror, and what he saw was a tail, two ears, wolf ears, and a tail from his back. And he was like, how did I grow this? And then, since the wolf can still talk to him even though he's out of his mindscape, he said that is what it means to host an animal. You grow whatever animal you got parts. And so he's like, so I grow your ears and tail? And he said, yeah, but it's a different color. And Izuku's starting to realize that his hair changed colors. And as they can see in the mirror, is that his hair at the ends is black, but the tips is white. The tips is starting to turn white, but the rest of his hair is black. And he's like, so if my hair gonna be just like yours? And it's like, no, it's not. So as Deku walked in the living room trying to find out where his parents was at, he recognized that no one was there. He's like, okay, mom said she would be back in 3 days, and today's the 3rd day, so where is she? And then he realized that Toshi's not there, and he just running around the house and wondering what happened. And so then he realized he have to get to school, and his elementary school is far, not that far, but far for a kid to walk. So he's like, you know what, I'm not gonna go today. And so he didn't go. The next day he did though. Bakugo being an ass again, and told Deku that he shouldn't. When Deku walked to the park after school, he saw Bakugo beating up on the kid, and Deku like, stop it, Kacha, or I'll have to fight you. and Bakugo beat up Deku afterwards. So, time skip to when Deku was like 11, the beginning of I don't know. Is this the beginning of middle school? What age you was when you began middle school? 12? 11? I was 11 because I started early. Hold up. 12. I'm not gonna say 12. Yeah, he was 12. So since Deku was like 12, since he had up some muscles. He wasn't like in can skinny as hell, but he had a little muscles. He had that 4-pack. He had that 6-pack. He had a 4-pack, and he learned how to control all his elements. And this is the day that on his birthday. His birthday was like 5 days after school started. So on his birthday, the wolf says, "I'm gonna give you my element." And Izuku's like, "Huh? What do you mean?" And he said, "I'm gonna give you the element of darkness." And Deku's like, "But," because he told Deku what would happen if he get his quirk to him and his element, you know. And Deku's like, "Ain't you gonna die afterwards?" He says, and he says, "Yeah." And so, over the years, Hitoshi starting to get angry at Deku because he still couldn't tell his parents that he had a quirk yet. And so, when Deku finally got permission to tell them, it was still on his birthday, yes. And the wolf finally told Deku, saying, "You could tell your parents that you have a quirk, but do not, I repeat, do not tell them you have all the elements. Tell them you have one of the elements." And Deku was like, "Okay, I will tell them." And so he told them that he had a fire element. And his parents like, "See, Hitoshi, he is your child." His mom was like, "See, Hitoshi, he is your child. You breathe fire, and he got fire element." And be mindful that Hitoshi, he has 3 quirks. He have the fire breath, and then he have the what is the other quirk? Damn, it's dealing with fire, but hold on. Fire breath, hellfire, and manipulation. Yeah, manipulation. What I mean by manipulation is that he can manipulate people mind. What? Never mind. He got 2 quirks: the fire breath and the him. I just said it. Yeah, manipulation. There we go. And he can manipulate people's minds. So as Izuku as Izuku tells him this, he's like, "I really don't want this child as mine. I really don't want him as mine." And so the next thing you know, Hitoshi like, "Deku, I got a surprise for you." So he get Deku inside the car, and as Deku gets in the car, he's like, "Do not tell your mother this." And so he drives to the woods and tell Deku that his presence is beyond that tree. And as Deku got out the car, Hitoshi drives off. And as soon as he drives off, Deku was like, "Huh? Where am I?" Because he was asleep on the way there. They was driving for hours, and Hitoshi wanted him to go to sleep so he won't know where he had took him. But it was still where his high school was at. It was just a woods. And so as Izuku was like, "Where am I?" And as he walked to where his dad said his prison was, he started to realize that he see most of his things that was in his room out there. And he started to go through it, and then he found the letter that Hitoshi had wrote. And it says, Izuku, I'm sorry, my boy, but I really don't want you anymore. You're so different from me, and I don't want you. And Izuku started to cry. And then next thing, like, bring back to Otoshi. As soon as he pulled up to the house, he's like, his mom was like, where's Izuku? And Toshi touched her, saying, we abandoned him. And she started to cry, like, what do you mean we abandoned him? And then he changed the memory up, saying, so it could be as in, Deku was a failure, and that he didn't have a quirk, and that, he was quirkless, and changed her memory of her beating him to her playing with him to her beating him. And that's what he did. He says, see, we had to abandon him. And she said, that little brat. Yeah, little brat. I'm glad we had abandoned him. And so, Izuku, Hitoshi wasn't like that mean, but he was mean enough to abandon him. But he still left Izuku a lot of money for him to survive out there until he get to high school. Because once you get to high school, you can be a hero and you can make your own money. And so, yeah, Hitoshi left him enough for him to survive to high school. So, bringing it up to the third year of middle school, Deku still looked good. He know where his school at because he had to run out plenty of times to go buy food. And as soon as he recognized what the area was, he was like, okay. I know where I'm at. And so, he was still in school. So, third year of school, Bakugo telling him that he should scuba dive off the roof and stuff like that, but he really don't. But he does counter the slime monster, the slime sludge villain, and the sludge villain like, you got an interesting quirk, kid. And he tried to take over his body, but All Might saved him, just like he can. But Deku wasn't like a big fan that he would jump on his leg for him to jump on his leg. But he was like, can you sign my book? And All Might already had did it. And so, before All Might jumped off, he said, can I be a hero? And real fast. And All Might turned around like, yes, you can. And Deku did the eye thing, crying when, All Might told him he could get his quirk, but he didn't give Deku his quirk. So, as Deku go back to the forest, he was like, I could be a hero. Deku got his own little place, treehouse. And over the 3 years that he was up and living in the forest, he had became friends with a pack of wolves. And the pack of wolves is like family to him. So, as he go back to his treehouse, he goes upstairs with his notebook, and he placed it on the dresser and framed it. Since the book was like already skinny, he framed it with his own frame material because he know how to build things. And so, since that day, the next day was the exams for the school. For UA. So Deku goes ace the test, killing like 75 robots, and he helps he killed ground. I can't even say it right. He killed the 0 pointer and got some hero points as well. I'm not gonna tell you how many on this episode, but I'm gonna tell you how many on the next episode. So, yeah.